In this video, we'll walk through the steps of creating a partition on a dynamic partition manager enabled system using the zSystems Hardware Management Console. To begin, log in to the HMC. From the Welcome page, we can see there are currently no partitions defined. Clicking the Systems chart will bring us to the Systems Management page. Click on the New Partition link to launch the new partition task. The first thing we see is an onboarding overlay explaining a few of the features of the task. The overlay points out the related tasks available and the Advanced Mode button. The wizard will guide you through the partition creation workflow. There's also an Advanced option, accessible by clicking on the Advanced button, which provides less guidance and more advanced controls in a single page view. We will focus on Basic Guided option here. Now we will click OK, Got It to dismiss the overlay. Once we have read the welcome information describing what the wizard will walk us through, click Next. A partition name must be provided, and it can be 1 to 64 characters in length. A description can also optionally be entered. Now we can click Next. Now we can define the processors for this partition. The number of processors can be anything from 1 to the number of physical entitled processors on the system. The slider, spinner, or text entry can be used to set this value. The charts on the right show this partition's processors relative to the overall system usage. Once a value is set, click Next. Now we can define the memory that will be assigned to this partition. The memory can be viewed and set in unit values of gigabytes, megabytes, or terabytes. This is changed by clicking on one of the units. The memory value is how much memory will initially be assigned to the partition. The maximum memory can optionally be set higher than this value to allow for expanding this partition's memory while it is active, without requiring a restart. Care should be taken to assign adequate memory to support this partition's workloads. The graph on the right shows this partition's memory relative to the overall system usage. Once a value is set, click Next. The Network section allows us to define network interface cards, or NICs, to enable access to networks for this partition. Each NIC must be given a name and an adapter that will back it. To create a NIC, click on the New NIC button. Enter a name. Optionally, give it an additional description, and then select the network adapter that will back it. Once selected, click OK. We now see the NIC defined in the NICs table. For redundancy, in case of hardware failures, it's recommended to create multiple NICs. For now, we'll just click Next. The storage section is similar to the network section, except it allows us to define host bus adapters, or HBAs, to enable access to the storage devices. To create an HBA, click on the New HBA button. Enter a name, optionally give it a description, and then select the storage adapter that will back it. Once selected, click OK. For this simple partition, we only have, or will create one, so just click Next. If an IBM Z Enterprise Data Compression, ZEDC, accelerator adapter is installed on the system, the accelerators section can be used to define virtual functions to enable access to them. To create an accelerator virtual function, click on the New button in the toolbar. Enter a name, optionally give it a description, and then select the ZEDC adapter that will back it. Once selected, click OK, and then click Next. If cryptographic adapters are installed on the system, the Crypto section can be used to enable access to them through the usage and control domains. To begin, click on the Add Adapters button in the table toolbar. Select one or more adapters this partition will use, and then click Select Usage Domain. Every partition using the cryptographic feature must define a usage domain, which is used for loading master keys from the operating system. The usage domain on an adapter can only be assigned to one active partition. Select this partition's usage domain and click Select Control Domains. Control domains may be selected for this partition as well. Click OK to save the selections. We now see the selected adapters and domains in the table. You can edit these selections, or add other adapters or domains, or remove selected ones using the table actions. Click Next. The Boot section configures what will be loaded in the partition when it is started. For this demonstration, we will load a Linux image, which we have saved to our local computer. Select Boot from the ISO image. Now we click Browse to find and select the ISO image file on our local computer. Once selected, uploading will begin. The ISO file must have a .ins file within it, which directs what will be loaded from the ISO image. Click Browse to expand the ISO image and select an INS file. Click OK. Now the boot configuration is complete. Click Next. The Summary section allows reviewing the complete configuration for the partition we are creating. Once verified, we can click Finish to create the partition. Once the partition is created, a success dialog is displayed with various options for common tasks to be done next. Export WWPN can be used to save the worldwide port numbers of the partition's HBAs to enable access on the storage devices by this partition. The partition can also be started, as well as set to be started automatically every time the system is started. Certain operations can be scheduled to be performed in the future, either one time or repeatedly. Finally, monitors can be created in order to be notified of system and partition-related events, such as state changes and high utilization. For this demonstration, let's click Close and verify the partition has been created. When we select the Partitions tab in the main user interface, we now see the partition in the table with configuration settings we chose.